Good night, Your Excellency. It's a great opportunity to be once again. We call upon our Father, God the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit to empower us today. Yesterday was a beautiful day. Irrespective of all the distractions around, we give glory to God. You can give slides so I can start. Your Excellency, present the slide. Hello, present the slide.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, present the slide.
Okay, sir. Can you share?
Yeah, share the slides. I'm using my phone. I'm not using my laptop. Can you do that now?
Which slide, sir?
The slide. It's coming on board.
Slide number?
Okay, let's start. Let's start with the first one. Slide 1. Okay, the open prayer. Let's make the open prayer. Yeah, thank you. The open prayer. So we have called upon our Father to come and take over us, to process us, and to see us through. The open prayer. Oh Father, give us the humility which realizes his ignorance, admits his mistakes, recognizes his needs, welcome advice, accept rebuke. Help us always to praise rather than to criticize, to empathize, sympathize rather than to discourage, to build rather than to destroy, and to think of people at their best rather than at their for the amen. And welcoming every one of us here present. We started yesterday. We are on a developing self-awareness for mission. We are able to showcase the contents of the. We are able to learn about the outcome, the learning outcome. And we are also able to know about the methodology, the expectation, the rule for the group. We're able to discuss that one. And we did the survey too. We looked at the survey. Now we're going to look at. We are going to slide 41. Kindly go to slide 41. Slide 41. Slide 41. We're going to look at the diagnostic data survey key and comparison key, which we actually did. But in that area, we are going to add up the source as directed for self-awareness, emotional intelligence, cognitive style, locus of control, tolerance, of security, cost self-evaluation skill, I want to also note that compare your results with comparison data with order in the section which we looked yesterday, but we are for slide 41. Note, your peer scores for future reference is very, very important. And in slide 42, we look at activities in peer or post in charts. The question now goes, why is it important to be self-aware? Why is it important to be self-aware? What prevents us from being self-aware? In your organization, what behavior demonstrates a lack of self-aware? These are the questions I want us to tackle. Write your comments on the chat box. Slide 43. When we look at slide 43 is talking about looking through the glass. Looking through the glass. When we say looking through the glass, I want us to know that in the 19th century, the concept of looking through the glass was developed to describe the process used by people to develop self-awareness. Other people serve as our looking glass. Mirror back our and behaviors. We form our opinion about ourselves by observing and interpreting their mirroring. The best way to acquire accurate self-description is to share our thoughts, attitude, and action and plans with others. Share your scores on the skills aspects with what similarities and differences. Now read aloud the following 10 sentences. Each person should take completing each statement. Note of your reaction to each person's sentences. Take turn giving each feedback on your reaction. From what you are seeing, the question you are seeing on the screen now, in taking the assessments, I was surprised by, I'm surprised by having looked at the glass. 2, some of the dominant characteristics of the assessment are among my strongest strengths are, among my greatest weakness are, the time I felt most successful was, the time I felt competent was, my 3 highest priorities in life are, the way in which I differ from other people are, I get along with people who, and from what others in this group have shared, here is an impression I have formed after each. From what others in this group have shared, here is an impression I have found after each. Just as I rightly said, when you look at the looking through, very, very important, whereby you ask somebody to tell you about yourself. When you look at the glass, you know what you'll be seeing in the mirror. Your approach, you someone to assess you. You look at yourself, how you are. Any action you do, look at it. It's very, very good. That is why this question we are asked. Now, we'll go to slide 44. Slide 44. Know the curve on the oracle of Tifi. He that will govern others must first master himself. Before you can govern somebody, you must know yourself. If you don't know yourself, how can you build that relationship to be able to? It's not possible. You must know yourself. Know yourself entails you be sincere of yourself. What you feel others will do to you, you will not do it to other person. It is very, very important. Looking at slide 45, it talks about self-awareness. Self-awareness. When we talk of self-awareness, just like we did yesterday, we did a survey, is essentially to one's personal productive life. Slide 45, one's productive life. Self-awareness is essential to one's interpersonal functioning. Self-awareness is important in understanding, empathizing with other people. Self-awareness is important knowing one's best fits in work, ministry, friendship, marriage, ministry partners, etc., managing time and stress. Self-awareness is very important in interpersonal functioning, recognizing, managing emotion in self and others, preventing and managing conflicts. This is very, very important. We go to slide 46. Self-awareness. You can achieve self-awareness through understanding your uniqueness and thus help you manage yourself, your uniqueness. Self-awareness help your growth and improvements. It help your growth and improvements. Self-awareness help you diagnose, value, and utilize the differences you find in other people. There's a question now. What are your top 5 priorities in life? What are your top 5 priorities in life? How much of your time are you spending on them? You can write on the chat box. It will help you. When we look at it, what is the quality of your relationship with your spouse, your children, your co-worker, your ministry, your collaborator, your peace ambassadors, your educators? What is the quality of your relationship with them? These are food for thought. They are very, very important. We go to slide 47. Yes, we are in 47 now. Barrier to growth in self-awareness. The barrier to growth in self-awareness. A tendency to protect self-esteem or self-respect. A tendency to protect self-esteem or self-respect. 2, negative feedback may lead to feeling of inferiority, weakness, iniquity, and shame. These are the things that one can encounter. Negative feedback may lead to feeling of inferiority, weaknesses, iniquity, and shame. 3, fear that we are not as adequate or knowledgeable as we would like to be will come on board. These are the barriers. Fear. You should be able to jump over it, irrespective of it. We are not so perfect. That's why we need God to help us. God is the only perfect person. We are not good. All of us, we are only trying our best. We are trying our efforts. It's only the trying of our effort. That is what God wants. He doesn't want anything. He knows that we are not perfect. So why will we be afraid? We shouldn't. 4, self-knowledge can lead to growth and also inhibit growth. Self-knowledge, when you know knowledge, it leads to growth. You know this. You should be able. Just like something we don't know, we ask somebody to do for us. It's good. We appreciate that person. We don't need to know everything. We can't know everything. We are not God that knows everything. So let us look at slide 48. Hierarchy, skill of personal life management. The hierarchical area, the hierarchy, all those of skills. We know from self-awareness, we move to the setting of priority and goal. Look, we move up. You are aware of yourself, you are aware of your relationship, of the problem around, there are some around. What are the strategies you apply? So the strategy you apply to whoever you are dealing with. There are strategies you need to follow. Problems are around. Yes, you yourself have problems. Everybody have problems. Ability, fine. To technical, strategical enough to do what? You move next. Having been aware of that, you go to the next area, which is a setting priority and goals. Stage yourself and your relationship with people, know people's characteristics. You know how to deal with them. You are being strategized. You set priority and goals. You set priority and goals, you move. Managing of time. You want to achieve this, you manage, you try to set time for them. But you cannot do everything at the same time. It moves. Having managed that time, you also look at it that, yes, when you have managed, there are so many things you'll be doing. You should be able to manage stress. Stress will come, but you manage it. The same way we manage anything we are doing. There are symptoms, there are things that will have the ability to manage them. There's a technicality in it to manage. Then by the time you are doing that, you are growing. That is life for us. You manage life, you manage yourself. Haven't been aware, you haven't been aware about people. You move, you set priority and go. You manage your time too, so that the time will not be fixed in a particular thing while other things will be suffering. Process of that now, there will be stress in your doing whatever. You also manage your stress, manage it. Every one of us, we are managers. We should be able to manage ourselves, manage people, manage everything we do so that we can do things right. We go to 49, looking at the problem, the of self-awareness, the mysteries of self-awareness, like 49. The mystery, the problem of self-awareness. What is it like? One, seeking self-knowledge. Seeking self-knowledge is a prerequisite for personal growth. Want to know. We are seeking knowledge. Yes, it's one of the criteria for personal growth. That's what we are doing, self-awareness. We are trying to, these are the misses, there's a miss in it. There's a problem, a challenge. It's something we are trying to seek knowledge so as to grow. And seeking knowledge, you should be able to know yourself, know the people you are relating with, know everything around you, and be able to manage what is around you, because we are not so perfect. Two, we are seeking information about ourselves because it may make us feel inferior. Look at that. That's another mystery. We don't want to, but we should. We avoid seeking information about ourselves because it may make us feel inferior. We should. These are the mysteries about it. But we want to seek information about other people, but ourselves, we leave it. No, you must also, so that you be able to know yourself very well and know how to move. Let us look at slide 50. We review it. Clarification of what we are saying so far. Questions, contribution. Can I write on the chat box? If you have any question concerning what we have been doing, right from inception, we've done a lot. We started yesterday. I want to make sure we finish today. We did a lot yesterday, in spite of the technical problem we had. But we just need to thank God. One of those things, challenges are bound to happen. Ability to manage the challenge, just like we are saying, self-awareness. We know that yes, technical problem, there is one problem or other. ability to manage them and bounce back. Resilience is very, very important in everything we do. We need to thank God for everything. So we look at the other end again, slide 51. Talks about increasing your self-awareness. You are welcome to it. That's what we want to treat now. Increasing your self-awareness. How do you increase it? You are welcome to it. Slide 52 will tell us there is what we call the sensitivity line. Sensitivity line. Where we now touch that area, that is where we don't want to see that area. We must see it. Sensitivity line. What do we mean by that? This is the point at which individuals become defensive. Even when know who you are, and we are not talking about you, become matter, you want to defend. It's bound. We are all women. We don't want to hear that bitter part of us. By the time we hear that, we want to. That is what we call the sensitivity area. This is the point at which individuals become defensive. When encountering information about themselves, look at that, about themselves, that is inconsistent with their self-concepts. You see, we are trying to seek information about a particular person, what they claim they are, try to seek information about this. Then defensive will now come. You don't want to, but you want to do for other people. We first talk ourselves. That is it. That's how you increase your self-awareness. These are the things you need to take note. And I will ask the question is this. 1, what information about yourself are you likely to react defensively or emotionally to? What type? Write on the chat box. Write on the chat box. It's very important. This will help us. What is that area of your life, of our life, that when somebody reflects on free, we now want to defend? What area? We don't need to have any area. We need to be open to everything. If somebody touch, you thank God for that person for helping you out, for knowing that there are things in life or we know about ourselves. Other people don't know. We don't know about ourselves, but other people know. So when other people are telling us about ourselves, become matter rising, we want to defend. We don't need to defend, but we appreciate God for that. Appreciate that person. That is woman for you. We look at slide 53. Crossing the sensitivity line. Crossing the sensitivity line. What do I mean by that? This is when information is verifiable, predictable, and controllable. Look at that. That information about you, it has been verified. It has been predicted, and it is controllable. E.g., the person will tell about you, yourself, which you may or may not know. Somebody tell you it's already predicted. Yes, it is about yourself. That's the cross line or sensitivity line. This is when you self-disclose. You self-disclose, so others can provide insight into your behavior. That is to say, you now ask somebody, please tell me about me. You have now opened up now. Tell me about you. You will be happy because you have already said, tell me about it. Someone will now be telling you about yourself. You'll be happy. But if peradventure you didn't ask, somebody just come to tell you that this is you, and you know this is you, but you now flare up, you want to defend. That is what we call the sensitivity line. But crossing the sensitivity line, it is now you now coming to that person. Please, we have been together years. What do you know about me? Because you want to move, you want to increase your awareness, you want to be happy. That is why this is very, very important. Sometimes we do it because we don't know everything about ourselves. We only know the part God wants to know. And the part God wants other people to know about us, we don't have it. But God knows everything. So we need to appreciate God for that and appreciate ourselves. That's the essence of appreciation. Whatever we process, we don't know. We are only getting it because of God loves us, because of the favor of God in us. Not that we are perfect to have what we have. So in slide 54, we are looking at appreciating individual differences. Appreciating individual differences. In differences is always observed and social barriers are eliminated. While in distinction, both distinction and social barrier are created. Look at that. We need to appreciate ourselves because of our difference, but at that period of our differences, we observe what? We do some observation, yes, and also we look at the social barrier, eliminate that one. Social barrier aspect is eliminated. But when you are looking at distinction, this ability to give somebody a credit or whatever, you do look at both the social barrier and the distinction. Both are being created. It's always good to appreciate individual. Look at the person's effort, what the person is doing, appreciate the person, irrespective of the differences, irrespective of the decision of the person, as a result of what the person is doing. So we look at slide 55 talks about the 5 core aspects of self-concept. The 5 core aspects of self-concept. Concept. The 5 core aspects of self-awareness includes emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence. We also look at personal values. We look at personal values. We also look at learning style. We look at orientation towards change. And we also look at the core service, the core self-evaluation. What do we mean by emotional intelligence? Where we manage self and relationship with others. What of personal value? Where we determine personal standard and moral judgments. When we talk of the learning style, we are looking at where we determine information, acquisition, and evaluation. That of orientation towards change, where we determine adaptability and responsibility. The core self-evaluation, we also determine preferences and interaction patterns. These are key to self-awareness and core. That's why it's core. Slide 56. Components of emotional intelligence. Components. The ability to diagnose and recognize your own emotion. That is it. The ability to diagnose and what? Recognize your own emotion. You recognize it. The component of emotional intelligence is the ability to control your own emotion. You control it. Whatever somebody is saying about you, don't worry, control it. They are bound to say anything, but is it affecting you as a person? If yes, then you change if you are doing it. If you are not doing it, then just smile over it, bounce back, just be laughing, smile. But if you are doing it, change. The ability to recognize and diagnose others' emotion, look at that. So that you balance ability, so that you deal with people, you handle people, you move with people, you work with people. You should be able to do that. So that you will not create sin or create something that is funny that will implicate you. So you leave everything. That's why God created every human being. It's God that will judge, not you. Leave that person so that his own area will not offend you. You don't need to emphasize on things too much. Look, leave it. That's the essence of ability to manage things. Recognize it. You just smile over it, bounce back, and start moving. To and diagnose others' emotion. The ability to respond appropriately to emotional cues. There are certain things when you see something is coming on board, see some sign that will lead to trouble or to lead to implication, you move. Don't need to stress on, keep on to it. You move. That's the essence of looking ahead, or planning, strategizing, doing all those. That's what we did earlier. Now write down on the chart, boss. What is your current level of emotional intelligence? What is your current level of it? Which aspects of you, of your shortest or your strongest, your weakness, as regard your weakness, which aspect are you strongest? Which aspect are you weak with your weakness? Which aspect of it? What do you have to do to improve it? What do you have to do to improve such? We all have weaknesses. We all have a strong area. We all have our whatever. Not that we are perfect. So when somebody detects it, or you know, what are you doing to help yourself out so as to not to create sin to people who we deal with, we move with. You must with people. You are not an island. You can't be on your own. We must relate to ourselves. So there are certain things in us that probably is strong that we can uphold. Yes, you know that. Some weaknesses we have, we know that too. So what are they like? You can write on the chat box. So let us look at slide 57, cognitive style. Cognitive style. When we talk of cognitive, what do we actually mean? When we say cognitive style, it refers to the inclination each of us has to perceive, to interpret, and to respond to information in a certain way. Look at that. Cognitive style is based on two key dimensions. What are the two key dimensions? How we gather information and the way in which we evaluate and act on information. How do we gather? Where do we make our research? Where do we are they authentic? Yes, before you act on it, are they authentic? Evaluate it. Don't just act of any information you do. You need to look at it. That's why they call upon God, I beg, will help me, guide me. Not to get information about somebody, you want to now kill that person because you have, no. Why not call that person who gave the information on that person to know the truth? You see that person that is telling lie, will run away, will not even come. Cognitive style, see, and how do we evaluate that information? Because you love that person. No, anybody, devil can use anybody at any time. Nobody is perfect. Don't say because this is my person. So you trust that person. You don't trust any human being. It's only God that you trust. So that's why when you get information, you pause over it, you pray over it, for you to act on it. By the time you act on it, you're so surprised. You will not be able to live with people. You will not become your own because you will hate everybody. You will not be friendly. And this is what we have to help ourselves. That is what the SG is saying. Everybody should come together, partnership, cooperation. We should work together. That's the key thing. We can't do everything alone. Government cannot give us everything. Because we don't have the full resources. Only God that has it. So the one we have, we share with people. People share with us. You know, the life is sweet. The health is sweet. The world is sweet. So we look at slide 58. 3 dimensions of cognitive styles. 3 dimensions. What are the dimensions like? They are just knowing, planning, and creating. Knowing, planning, and creating. That is just the dimension of cognitive. When we say knowing, emphasize on facts. Look at that, on facts, on details. Account, all these things must be seen. Let you reach rationality and validity of data. Validity, don't just take information like that. Somebody just told you. We are planning. Emphasizes is made. The plan, the preparation, the predictability, the rules, and the routine you must look at. Why planning? Here, it says clear agenda. It says systematic methodology for gathering and responding to information. We also look at the third area dimension, which is creating. It emphasizes on the following: creativity, risk-taking, innovation, interaction, and getting many inputs. It also seeks for the following: ambiguity, expectation, and also the non-rational thinking and creativity within the creativity. These are very, very, look at the ambiguity of it, you look at the experimentation of it, you look at the non-rational thinking before you act. All these things are very, by the time we are aware of all this area, we will be friends. Nobody will be to anybody. We'll be happy. That is the world we want. SDG, that we want everybody to be together, everybody to be happy, good life, good roads. Not the one we are seeing now. We are all talking, everybody talking, bringing lectures, saying this, so that on that 2030, everybody will know all these things. That's why we are there. As I'm talking now, empowering us. The same way we'll go and empower other people. Other people will empower them. That's how it goes. Before we know, nobody will say, when anybody is looking at this, but you are not behaving the way, before you know, there will be peace. But when somebody is acting, you're also acting with the person. Tell me, because everybody will be in a very distant, and before you, how we love us, how can we hate, how can we live together? It's not possible. So, right on the chalkboard, what is a dominant cognitive style? What are they like? Your dominant cognitive style, what are they like? Put it on the chart. We'll help ourselves. That's the essence of all this, so that we'll help ourselves. If need be, you want to get my WhatsApp phone, I can give you. We'll call. Can call. That's the essence of all this area. Chatbot ourselves. I know many people will be struggling with all this area. Because the time factor we have, it's not possible to put everything here, but we are always brief so that we can meet up the time. Slide 59, we talk of the attitude towards change. Attitude towards change. When we say attitude towards change, what are we saying? There are two things we have to reflect on when we are looking at the attitude towards change. We are looking at the locus of control and the tolerance of ambiguity. The tolerance of ambiguity. Locus of control. We treated that yesterday, but we are those who didn't understand will understand. Locus of control, tolerance of ambiguity scale, which we did yesterday. When we look at let's go to slide 60. Tolerance of ambiguity scale. What is it all about? This is all about the extent to which individuals have difficulty in coping with unknown situation. The next slide. Tolerance of ambiguity scale. This is all about the extent to which individuals have difficulty with unclear situation. A situation that is not clear. You want to now, what should you do so as to have the clear something? By tolerance of ambiguity scale. It also refers to the extent to which individuals are threatened by difficulties coping with the situation that are ambiguous, where change occurs rapidly and unpredictable, where information is inadequate and unclear, and you want me to act. That's where the ambiguity comes in. That's where tolerance comes in. Where information is unclear, where complexity exists. For example, rich and information, overloaded environments. I want something good to come in. Something good will come in if we are able to tolerate ourselves. But if we cannot, tell me, how can it move? It's not possible. Note, regardless of their cognitive style, people vary in their aptitude. Look at that. Ability to tolerate ourselves, ability to something that is not clear, and you make it to be clear. If it's not clear, you put it away that maybe that's the standard of that person, but put it in a way that will bring harmony, that will bring happiness. That's education. You feel that something is not clear, you make it clear so that you can flow. Question. Kindly write your answer on the chat box. What are the questions? 1. What is your current level of tolerance to ambiguity? What is your current level of it? 2. Which of these sources of ambiguity are you more or less tolerant? You know, we have 3 types. What are those? That the source of it. We have a complexity, we did yesterday. We have a insolubility, and we have the novelty. So, of the more or least tolerant to? Which one? Excuse me. To thank God. What do this area you do now to improve? You must improve it so that the life will be sweet. Everybody will be happy. It should be.
Sir, you are muted. Sir, please unmute yourself.
Sorry. Okay, sorry. Thank you very much. Just as I was saying, we look at that area. We said attitude towards change. In order to change, there are certain things we need to look at. Two things. We have looked at ambiguity, and we are going to look at the locus of control. What control? Locus of control is the attitude who develop regarding the extent to which they control their own destiny. The attitude people develop regarding the extent to which they control their own destinies. The attitude there should be, you should have an attitude that whatever thing you control it. What are the two types of local control? What are it? We have internal and we have external. This is where I was the process of that change. So what happened? I, as the internal control, I caused it. Yes, I caused it. You should be able to own up. I caused it. If it is a good thing that has resulted to it, good thing. Bad thing, I caused it. The ability to own responsibility, own it. You don't need another person because you feel that you want to hide. No, own it. That is what we call internal control. Locus of control. We have two types, internal control and external control. This is where I was the cause of the success. I was the cause of that particular thing for the change. Look at that area. And when we talk of external control, we look at is where something else caused the success or failure. Something else caused it, not you. It's not you. That's why we call it external. Something else, not you, else caused it. Now, question. Can they write on the chat box? Are you more inclined towards an internal or an external locus of control? Are you more inclined? Since you have known the meaning of internal control, are you more inclined to it? Write it on the chat box. How is compared to that of the person most with? You must have been clashing with people. How does it compare to that of that you clash most with? Write it on the chat box. 3, the person you get along most with. Yes, you may clash with somebody, you may like that person, you go ahead. How has this compared? How about it? Have a look at this. You should be able to know how to do things the way that everybody will be happy, irrespective the person is your enemy or your whoever it might be your friend, your enemy. You try to balance up. Try to do it so that everybody will be happy. In slide 62, we look at the core self-evaluation. Core self-evaluation. What do you mean by this core self-evaluation? It's always good to be positive in everything you are doing. It assesses the extent to which we possess positivity or positive self-regard. That is what he's saying. Slide 62. Core self-evaluation assesses the extent to which we possess positive self-regard. Positive, we should be positive in everything we do. Or assesses the extent to which you feel valuable, capable, stable, and in control. You feel valuable, you feel capable, you feel in doing things. That is what the core self-evaluation is saying. Sometimes we refer call self-evaluation as overall positive self-regard, overall positive self-regard, or the extent to which people value themselves and feel proficient as individual. Look at that. We need to be positive in everything we do. Negativity should not come in. Positivity, when you apply positivity, that happiness is there, that joy is there. According to George and colleague 2003, 203, core evaluation influences people's appraisal of themselves, the world, and others. But this evaluation operates subconsciously. It operates subconsciously.
Slide number.
Still on 62. We are still in 62, slide 62. Yeah, okay. We are still in slide 62. The next number, the next one. Slide 62. That's exactly there. That is where we are, where you are, 62, yes. You see, we look at that area and what are the components of core self-evaluation? There are 4 components we should look at. 1, we look at self-esteem. We look at also generalized self-efficacy. We look at neuroticism. We look at that too. And also we look at the locus of control. These are the 4 components of core self-evaluation. Self-esteem, generalized self-efficacy, neuroticism. They are very important in order to be able to think positively in looking at things the way things should be, in a brighter way, in a positive area. It's good. Now the question, can I write the answer on the chat box? Which answer should you write? Which question? On a scale of 1 to 10, with 1 being negative, 10 being positive self-regard, the question goes, where are you currently? Where are you currently? That's what is your status concerning what I've been saying. 2, where would you like to be 1 year from now? Where are you? What is your attitude towards things now? Where would you like to be? Is it the same attitude 1 year from now, or you want to continue the same thing? If it is a positive one, fine. Where will you want to be? The 3rd one, what do you have or do to get there? What do you do to get there? Everyone wants to be great, but we must pay the price of greatness, which people don't want to pay. We must pay it. If we want to be great, we'll do things that are great, the people that are exceptional, things that are extraordinary, things that is it. Look at those people mentioning of. Gaddafi, all those people we are mentioning, they are great people because of the deeds. The same thing, we must, when we are not there, we should be able, people say, this person died. These are the things we must make sacrifice. Everything is not free. Everything is not free lunch. Free lunch will hang your neck, will cause commotion, but things that you make sacrifice, you'll be happy. Your generation will be happy because you have made sacrifice, but people don't want to make sacrifice. They want to have the enjoyment, be happy. They want to be enjoying. They don't want to sacrifice something so that other people will be happy, which we must do. We look at slide 63. Slide 63 talks about the core self-evaluation. Core self-evaluation. When we talk of core self-evaluation, what are we looking at? We are looking at positive self-regard. What are the things that will give us that positive self-regard? Self-esteem, yes. Self-efficacy, yes. Emotional stability, locus of control, personality, uniqueness, job satisfaction, job preference, performance, and life happiness are the things that will give us positive self-regard. We must pay for them. We must do them. We must sacrifice something to have it. People are not just great by being great or by carrying the title. You must work for the title before greatness. Except you want to achieve what you do, you are not. It's not for you. you carry it. And such person, I'm afraid, the person will not last. The person will misuse it. You must do something that at least you worked for it. Yes, you merit it. Not something you don't have merit, you have it. You not use it well, you use it anyhow. So let us look at slide 64. Slide 64 talk about values. When we talk of value, what do we actually mean by the word value? When we say value, it is the foundation for attitude and personal preferences. It's the foundation. Values. Value is also the basis for important life decisions. Values is also help to define morality and ethics. Value help to define morality and ethics. Value is the basis for important life decisions. Value is the foundation for attitude and personal preferences. Now, write on the chat box what you know about value. What you know, and write on the chat box. Now, we look at the next slide, slide 65. Talks about personal value. Have you known what you mean by value? Now, let us look at it. We now want to personalize it now. Personal value. There are two types of value. We have the instrumental value, excuse me, instrumental value, and we have the terminal value. What do we mean by instrumental value? And what do we mean by terminal value? We did that yesterday during our survey. We did all those ones. But let me re-echo it now. When we talk of instrumental value, we mean our values which are desirable standards of conduct for attaining an end. For attaining an end. There are certain things you do that you get to the end. Get to God, meet God, get to that place, that thing you are looking for, you get there. You do certain things, you make some sacrifice before you get to that place, the ultimate. That place we are all going to, want to go. There are somewhere where there's a journey. We came into this, there's a mission. You need to actualize that mission. There must be, you must do things. There's a standard, there are some rules to follow. That ends. That goodness, that kindness, that thing where you are going to. When we talk terminal value, that is instrumental value. When we talk of terminal, we mean our value which are desirable ends or goals for the individual. Now, for the individual now. The other one is to the end, that is to God. And to get to that place you are going, to be able to actualize that success, that dream of yours. This one, the terminal one is the value, the desire end or goals for you, the individual. And get that one, to get to the you're setting, do some sacrifice, some of it do. We did that on yesterday. Echo it. Let me see if I re-echo. When we talk of terminal value, which is what you need to do, the person, an individual, we are looking at a stable life, a stable life, a prosperous life. Exactly. A stimulating and active life. When we look at terminal value, we are looking at a sense of accomplishment, contribution. When we look at when we are talking of terminal value, we are looking at the world, a world of peace, free of war and conflict. When we talk of terminal value, we are looking at a world of beauty of nature, of arts. On top of terminal value, we are looking at equality, brotherhood, all equality. These are terminal value. On top of terminal value, we mean family security, taking care of loved ones, freedom, independence, free choice, terminal value, free conflicts, value, when we talk sexual, spiritual intimacy, these are terminal values. Security, protection from attack, pressure, and enjoyable life, salvation, safe life, self-respect, recognition, admiration, true, close companionship, wisdom, a mature understanding. These term values, these are what we call terminal values. Terminal values, they are very important for our growth. Look at the other one we said the other time. We said the what values, the instrumental values, the one to our end that lead us to our end, which is what we call ambition. Okay. They open-minded thing. We are going to open-minded. Tell me what to. When you're not hard working, you're not aspiring, what do you think will lead you to? But when you are doing this, it will lead you to a better place. Capable, competent, effective. This will lead you to a better place, to your journey. Cheerful, light-hearted, joyful, in need, courageous. This is what we call instrumental value. Standing up for your belief, whatever you believe that will make you happy, stand for it. No more belief. Forgiving, willing others. That is our instrumental value. Helpful, working for the welfare of others. Honesty, these are the things that we help. Honesty, sincerity, truthful, imaginative, creative, independent, intellectual, intelligent, loving, affection, tender. These are the control. These are what we call instrumental value. Tell me, one who has this, tell me to not be happy. Why would the person not be fulfilled? That is why we are bored. So as we know all these things, world, a peaceful world, happy world, actualize the SDG 2030, everything. But then we all following all this. Why are we not going to have an improved world, better world? Is it until start not seeing all this negativity? We need to be positive. It's like CTCs. It's telling us identification of personal value and exercise. What are we going to look at? You are to list the following on the chat box. The top 5 instrumental value. The 5 instrumental value, you have to list them. You are also to list top values. You have to list top 5 career values, top 5 spiritual key, and top 5 ability. We teachted them yesterday. That of career value. What are we looking? There are 30 things we look at the personal career value. We are looking at. Look at that. Some people are not good in helping the society. They want from society, but for them to help, become matter arising. They don't want to help, but they want society, but they don't want to do their own part. Help society, do something which contribute to improving the world. In helping other people, either individually or small group. Of day to day, it's public. Work with others. Work as a team member towards common goal. Competition. Engage in activities which fit my activities against others. Make decisions. Have the power to decide courses of action and policies. Work under pressure. Work is where time pressure is prevalent. Influence people. Be in the position they are. This career values, personal career values, knowledge, engage in pursuit of knowledge, understanding. Work mastery, become an expert in whatever work, you become an expert. Artistic creativity, artistic expression, creativity, have to create new program, materials, organizational structure, supervision. All these are what values. They help to have a job in which change, have activities frequently change. Reception work in situation, stability, have a work routine and job that are largely predictable. Security, be assured of keeping my job or your job, receiving satisfactory compensation, recognition, all these excitement, adventure, financial gain, all these are physical challenges, independence, craft, community. All these are very, very important when we are talking of career values. They play a good role. I haven't known this, I know that these questions. We ourselves will be fulfilled. By the time we are fulfilled, what is fulfilled? When we are talking of gifts, there are gifts of administration, leadership, service, discernment. All these are very important. Their abilities, their talents. All these are very, very important. All this will help us. A lot of time we are aware of ourselves and our relationship with people. Articulate your findings from assessment, so you can describe your uniqueness to others. By the time you do all this, you'll be able to define your uniqueness. Slide 67. 67. We talk of some other aspect of self. What are some other aspects of self? The attitudes, your temperaments, personality, interests, ability, spiritual gift, and talents. Other aspects make everything moderation. Try to make people happy by our action, by our attitude. It goes a long way of making the world a peaceful world, a change our feeling, make everybody will accomplish it because of all these areas. We don't need to be hostile. On slide 68, we look at discussion. Should all child have the same instrumental value, the same terminal value? That are good, that are God-fearing, should they have the same? Can you write your answer on the chat box? People that are of the same mind, should they have the same? Is it good to have a peaceful environmental life? What life is a discussion? Write on the chat box. Should all the child of God, people who knows God, people who fear God, people who are good, who are peacekeeper, ambassadors, the people about educational, is it good they should have the same instrumental value, the terminal value? Right on the chat box, which goes a long way. But because of the time factor, we have lots to discuss. That's why I have to tailor in this area. We're supposed to have a workshop whereby we gather to spend some time, but this one will not because we have a limited time. After that, on 69, just to review what we have discussed so far. Let's all review it. Any clarification, any question, any contribution, right on the chat box. Right on the chat box. Slide 70. Slide 70. What is your mission in an organization like your own personal organization? What is your mission in life? Right on the chat box. What are your mission? What are your, right on the chat box. Looking through the glass. We discussed that, we said that one then. Looking through the glass. What do I mean by that? Looking through the glass exercise. Take turn sharing your answer from all the assessments. Think through the 10 questions in 5 minutes. The 10 questions I said the other time, looking through the glass, thinking in 5 minutes. Take turn sharing your answer. Take turn giving feedback to each other. In slide 3, personal review. Personal review. What do we mean by? What are your personal strengths? What are your main personal strengths? What are your main weaknesses? What are your plans to develop your strengths? What are your plans? And what are your plans to improve your weaknesses? Can I to the chat? Feel free to chat me up. Helping you purpose. Slide 74. To discover your purpose. A tool for discovering your God-given purpose for helping others to do same. See, help you to do. Very important. When I look at slide 75, helping you to discover your best fit organization. That's your callings. What is your best fit ministry based on your reflection of your uniqueness, your gifted, and your life experiences? This can be confirmatory of conclusive for some, and for others, it may be just of their prayerful exploration. While they may be the beginning, it all depends on you. They are very, very important. Growing in self-awareness. What are the things you must do so as to grow in yourself? You must reflect on your prayer life. You must also, your spiritual direction, you reflect. You also counseling, go for self-assessment, You also, your biography, improve on it. Your journaling, improve on it. You engage in honest self-disclosure with someone close and accepting of you. Expand your styles and your circle, expand them, make them to be fruitful. And you look at slide 77, review and conclusion. Any question, any very, very important, very, very important. So as to be able to, if you don't, I'm telling you, and we are not to be left behind. SDG 2030 said no one should be left behind, most especially education aspects. We need to be educated with what we're supposed to know, so as nobody will put us down or put us where we don't belong to. We should be able to have that knowledge to know one or two things so as to flow with the society. Slide 8, meet the expectation. Did we meet the expectation? What we said, the context, or the methodology, we actually met it ahead. We today, thank God for this great opportunity that God has given to us. Just as I said, the university we should embrace, we should expect good things. If they give that are very educative, that will make you happy, it's always good. You be with us always. IIU International Internship University is a leading visual education system, a global brand configuration, which is the most valuable, trusted worldwide, a well-reputed in delivering. It is a trusted name for quality training programs and is committed to providing better and virtual all the young learners of the globe. In a short span of time, IIU has spread its wings in 195 countries and 6 continents under the strong visionary founder, advocate, a committed visionary activity, a passionate educationist from the last 2 decades, providing education to students from various social and cultural. Our mission, as I already said, I always emphasize on our mission. I want to motivate you to know that we are focused. Many students lack opportunity of quality education when they opt in this vector. IIU provide a perfect opportunity for those students who want to pursue their studies and want to research in the field of technology, science, and social humanity. We aim at providing internship along with a golden chance of completing their diploma or professional degree virtually with no fee and at home, at their various homes. This opportunity will allow the students experience and guidance from mentors from their natures. And avail any courses or degree without wasting their money on transportation and any other unnecessary charges. Have access to the can finish their graduation of courses in 3 to 5 years without visiting the campus physically. IU made it possible for every career to benefit from its credit and credit system to finish their undergraduate and postgraduate degree while offering an essence of choice for them. It will be a gateway of success to their desired profession by eliminating all the everyone at a global level who would love to avail the courses virtually and would admire those who cease their studies for various purposes to achieve in the field of visual education, education for its underprivileged, reaching every child at every doorstep across the world. Provision for information, online and visual education by maintaining that meets the teaching and the learning needs of the IIU, academic and research community, a gateway of success to one's desired profession by eliminating all the puzzles and opportunities for students to gain experience and all from mentors across the globe. Slides. The next slide, question and answer. If you have any question, any answer, put it on the chat box. Appreciation and thanks. Thank you. Thanking God,
The
appreciating.
slide number.
Yes, the last number. The last slide. Yes, the other one. Next one. Yeah, just there. Yeah. IIU, the world's first virtual international internship university, is the change. IIU remain the change. IIU is the revolution in the education. Thanking you, all our listeners, educators, our supporters. May God continue to empower us as we keep on empowering us. Closing prayer. Dear Lord, to always be true and honest in my emotion, words, and action. Give me the courage to do what is right and noble in your sight. So I can be a humble instrument to reflect your life. Amen. Thank you very much, my sister. Much. May God bless the assistants. And I thank everybody for listening. Much. God, we are going to meet and now we very much for this great opportunity. I thank God and I thank IIU for all their work they have been doing to educate the world. We'll keep on educating the world and our aim, it shall be to the glory of God. In God we trust. Thank you. God bless you.
Thank you so much for your global experience.
Thank you. Wow.
Good night, sir.
A
Bye.
pleasure. Thank you. God bless you. Thank you.